Hi everybody, it's Win, and welcome to another video by the Entropy System. I'm sorry about, the no makeup and lousy braids. We are sick with something that has given us fatigue that is kicking our butt. But I still wanted to make this video because it's very, very exciting, and now I'm a couple weeks behind because I was sick, but it's still something that's really important and really exciting in the world of DID. On May 31st of this year, a woman named Jeni Haynes took the stand to testify against her abusive father. But there was something about Jeni that was spectacular, and that is that she is a part of a DID system. What's even more spectacular is how the professionals, from the judge who oversaw her case to the people who interviewed her on 60 Minutes Australia, treated Jeni's condition. If you want to hear this all straight from the horse's mouth and listen to Jeni's interview, the link to the 60 Minutes Australia video is in the description below, but I will warn you guys, it was a bit triggering, even to me, because they discuss some of the trauma details in mildly graphic manner. And so if you just want to hear about her and hear me excitedly relay what it was like to watch that 60-minute video, I will be making this a relatively trigger-free video for those who don't feel like they can sit through the actual interview. At the beginning of 60 Minutes Australia, we get a cool shot of Jeni walking up to a point and then becoming surrounded by young actors who represent her child alters. Most of her alters are children, but they still hold very grown-up jobs. For example, one of them was in charge of choosing which alter was to go up front during which experience. Jacob plays that role in our system, but he is also devoid of emotion and an adult. So for a child to have to carry that burden is, frankly, almost unimaginable. And 60 Minutes handled it in just that way. Rather than coming at Jeni with questions like, ooh, how do you live with so many personalities? How do you keep track of them all? They interviewed some of the alters who are out more often, including this alter who was in charge of coordinating switches. They asked him questions about how it felt to be in his role, and listened with earnest compassion as he talked about how much he struggled and hated himself for having to basically say, all right, it's your turn to suffer. Other alters that they interviewed included Symphony, who is a young girl alter in Jeni's system, who was one of the first ever created and got her name because she sang to Jeni to keep her calm. She's also the one who holds the memories of the worst of the abuse. As an adult, Jeni decided to try and prosecute her father for what he had done to her. She went to a police detective with a printed account of most of her alters' testimonies. Every detail that they independently could remember was written, printed out, and put in this binder for him to review. It could have been very easy for this detective to just dismiss this woman as crazy or faking or something similar, but he believed her, and he believed each alter's testimony and swore to fight with her to get this man arrested. When he's interviewed in 60 Minutes, he calls Jeni inspiring. In fact, one of the most inspiring people that he had ever met. Additionally, they interviewed Jeni's therapist, and he explains how, yes, at one point, DID was thought to be this fantastical, perhaps fake disorder, but now, he explains, not only is it recognized as a very real coping mechanism, but in his words, an ingenious one as well. Usually when covering topics of mental disorders, news and media outlets like to make it seem scary for the person going through the disorder or the people around her. They like to make the audience feel uncomfortable, like, ooh, what if you had to live this way? All that does is create more stigma, putting those with mental disorders into an other category so that more neurotypical individuals can say, wow, at least I'm not like them. A lot of documentaries covering DID do just that. Even though they're covering real stories and presenting real facts, the director can make cuts and audio choices that bring a spooky element to even the most innocent of stories. 60 Minutes doesn't do that. They highlight Jeni and her whole system as strong and empowered individuals who work together to finally put their abuser behind bars. They worked together to build their testimony to give to the police, and they worked together to give their testimony on the stand. Jeni estimated that over 30 different alters came out during her time on the stand testifying against her father. Some of them came out by name and some of them didn't. At the end, Symphony, remember she was the one who held the worst of these memories, was testifying and backed her father into a corner so completely that he finally pled guilty to all of the dozens of charges that he was being faced with. I don't know if you know anything about sexual assault cases, but normally they don't happen. Even if you were to report the crime right away, the chance of that person being taken to court is pretty slim. And less than 1% of sexual assault perpetrators will ever see jail. So in order to A, go to court, B, go to court decades after the actual abuse had ended, C, go to court openly as a system and be accepted and supported by the judge, D, be able to see the perpetrator go to jail, and E, be able to see the perpetrator plead guilty. Everything about that is amazing. And the statistics saying that this should have happened were so finite in every way, it feels like a fantasy, like a wonderful DID fairy tale, but it's not. It's real. And this very real case was covered on 60 Minutes Australia in such a beautiful way, where everyone the interviewer talks to refers to Jeni using words like brilliant and ingenious and strong. And when they talk about DID, it's not this crippling disorder, it's an ingenious coping mechanism, a way that her brain tricked reality and found a way to survive and grow after what had been done. That kind of message is why we started this channel in the first place, because when we started this channel, messages like that really weren't available anywhere. But now, not only are there tons of DID YouTube channels shouting out the same message we are, but 60 Minutes Australia is doing it too! I cried while I was watching this story because it was covered in such a beautiful way, framing Jeni and her system as powerful survivors who were able to get back at her abuser, and not like she was weird or that they were freaks or it was something to be creeped out by, but something to be admired. And I'm so happy for Jeni. I'm so proud of Jeni and her system for never giving up. And I'm so thrilled that I can be alive and aware in a time where this is happening, real time, like in our present. Jeni could have given up. Jeni could have decided, well, this isn't my battle anymore. Jeni could have stopped and done anything else, but she didn't. And she won for it. And her system won for it. And everybody knows that now. Everybody on the planet has access to that information now. And I just think that's amazing. It's amazing and it's beautiful and it just gives me so much hope about the future. Once again, if you would like to check out the episode of 60 Minutes Australia for yourself, a link is in the description below. But again, I want to put a trigger warning on that if you are sensitive to any level of details about trauma. So I will let you guys make that decision for yourself. Also, I want to give a big shout out to our fan here who is rocking the Koi Pride t-shirt. If you guys are interested in wearing a shirt like this or any of our other shirts to show that you are a system, that you are a system ally, or that you just happen to like our channel, a link to our Teespring is in the description below and also shows up in little pictures down here. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, you are loved, you are valuable, and you are valid. Take care. Bye.
Hi everybody, it's Win. I want to give a big thank you shout out to Lily Andrews and all of our patrons for contributing to our channel and helping us do what we do on a weekly basis. If you're interested in being a patron, a link to our Patreon is in the description below. If you're interested in sending us fan mail of any kind, our P.O. Box address is also in the description below. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!